You really gotta see this story. It's no secret to anyone how Hollywood's like a cult run by greed or evil. Over the last few years, numerous individuals have come forward to expose the wrongdoings, only to find themselves marginalized or blacklisted from the industry. This silencing of whistleblowers within Hollywood not only highlights its dark underbelly, but also raises red flags about transparency, accountability, and the overall ethical landscape of the entertainment sector. That is also the story of actor and director Mel Gibson, who fell from Hollywood's grace because he didn't care to cater to the elites that run it. But before I delve deeper into it, watch this clip from Mel Gibson himself.
When I came over here, I was, I was in my mid-20s.
Right.
The first time I really came over here. You know, I had a whole bunch of weird paranoid suspicions about what the hell was going on because there was a lot of stuff I couldn't understand.
Right.
And nobody was really bothering to explain it to me.
They don't.
And I formed a bunch of opinions about the town and about the people in it that were like, surely that couldn't be. And then you go away and you think, no, I was wrong. I mean, that's insane thinking. I'm paranoid. I imagined that stuff. That couldn't be the reason for why so-and-so was acting like. Could it? And then you find out later on the track that you were exactly on track with a lot of this stuff.
Crazy to me that this interview was filmed in 1998, but only came to the public's eye recently. You see, Hollywood's plagued with a complex network of power dynamics where senior executives, influential producers, and star performers wield significant influence. When individuals who aren't that immersed into this power structure start sending warning signals about what's taking place inside Hollywood, they risk severe repercussions. These can include blacklisting, whereby the whistleblower finds it increasingly difficult to secure work, as well as public smearing and legal battles that can drain financial and emotional resources. By the way, subscribe for more discussions just like this. Hollywood's gatekeepers play a crucial role in determining who gets work and who doesn't, making it nearly impossible for those who have spoken out to continue working in the industry. This gatekeeping mechanism acts as a powerful deterrent against speaking out. It not only impacts the individual financially, but also serves as a stark warning to others who might consider exposing wrongdoing. That's exactly what happened to Mel Gibson, who once was one of the most celebrated actors and directors in all of Hollywood until a series of controversies and allegations led to him being blacklisted from the industry. But as the strong and dedicated man he is, he made a comeback in 2016. Watch this next clip to see how he takes on his comeback.
We met backstage for the first time. So, how are you doing? You had some rough patches over the last 10 years.
Rough patch.
And how was that?
Not my proudest moment. Not my proudest moment, Stephen. But, you know, 10 years go by.
Yes.
Worked a lot on myself. I'm actually healthier and happier than I've been in a long time, so that's cool. And I'm fortunate, you know. Temporal punishment before the main course.
Was there a moment when you thought, okay, I'm going to get through this?
Yeah.
What was that moment, Mel Gibson?
What was that moment?
Was there a moment, you could say, okay, this is going to be okay? People are going to accept the apology and we're going to move forward.
You know, this is not, that moment shouldn't define the rest of my life. You know, the other thing, too, is there's no action I've ever, you know, that ever supports that label they put on me. So it's just not who I am. So.
Do you ever...
Gibson's journey back to acceptance in the film industry was neither quick nor easy. It began with a period of silence and withdrawal from the public eye, during which he focused on personal recovery and reflection. He sought help for alcohol addiction and worked to address the behaviors and attitudes that contributed to the downfall. He also helped Robert Downey Jr. on his own journey towards sobriety, with RDJ noting, and I quote, "When I couldn't get sober, he told me not to give up hope and encouraged me to find my faith," adding, quote, "I couldn't get hired, so he cast me in the lead of a movie that was actually developed for him." But Gibson didn't come back for simply acting or directing movies which focused on easy and mainstream topics. The man was and still is on a mission to address hard topics in the movies he participates in. This means most of his projects don't get the level of support from within the industry that a Disney movie gets, for example. Gibson's first movie back after his directorial comeback was Hacksaw Ridge, and addresses the role of medics during war and how Army veterans get treated, which is a different take than what most of Hollywood focuses on. And his most recent movie, Sound of Freedom, sparked a lot of controversy with how sensitive the topic was. Watch this clip of one of Gibson's promotional materials for it.
One of the most disturbing problems in our world today is human trafficking, and particularly the trafficking of children. Our future is our children. Now, the first step in eradicating this crime is awareness. Go see Sound of Freedom.
You might be wondering what is so wrong about this topic to be made into a movie. Well, it tackles one of the no-go territories for Hollywood, which is child trafficking. The film tells the story of Tim Ballard, a former U.S. government agent who starts an organization to combat child trafficking in Colombia. It's no wonder the Hollywood elites tried to block and suppress the spread of the film, which has only gained traction after massive grassroots marketing campaigns boosted by the likes of Elon Musk, Tucker Carlson, Mel Gibson himself, who are not afraid of calling the movie industry's wrongdoings out. Multiple streaming platforms even reportedly refused to make the movie available on their platforms, such as Netflix, Amazon, with the director saying they went on, quote, knocking on doors with Netflix, Amazon, and the other studios, but none took it, and some of them said they didn't even answer my phone calls. We sent hundreds and hundreds of messages from different people, nothing. This highlights a major underlying issue with Hollywood and the entertainment industry as a whole, where independent movies aren't given a chance even though they bring forward topics which have major negative effects on humanity, such as child trafficking. Watch the lead actor of the movie, Jim Caviezel, explain the difficulties they faced releasing this movie.
What do you foresee happening on the theatrical release front? I mean, have the typical companies that are involved in theatrical release in movies been on board with the release of Sound of Freedom, or have you run into like enthusiastic reception or resistance? What's happened on that front?
Well, we had a lot of resistance. It took us 4 years to get where we're at right now. Like The Passion of the Christ, nobody saw that as a financially feasible film. Same thing with this. Who's going to want to watch a film about trafficked children? That's why it wasn't about that. It points in that direction, but it's really in the face of evil, can good still triumph? And that's what this film is. So it's quite inspirational.
If that doesn't make your blood boil, I don't know what will. Major studios in Hollywood have established a monopoly on what topics should come into our attention and massively impact public discourse. They've established relationships with theaters and other distribution channels, including streaming platforms, which they leverage to ensure wide releases for their films. That's why independent films struggle to reach a broad audience, limiting their commercial success and overall cultural impact. I think as a society, we are far better off by having an issue like child trafficking in the spotlight over getting another Marvel movie that follows the same format over and over again. That's why we need more people like Mel Gibson who are not controlled by the Hollywood elite because they have dirt on him, and maybe one day we can break the monopoly that Hollywood has on the entire entertainment industry.